Good morning. In the earlier lecture, we have finished third unit. Out of 4 units, 3 units are completed, and now only 1 unit is left, the first one, and that is wave nature of particles. Wave nature of particles. First article from first unit is photoelectric effect. First article is photoelectric effect. Last year in BSc second year, you performed 2 experiments on photocell. Determination of maximum velocity of an electron, 1, and second, you performed one more, stopping potential. Let us first see what is this photoelectric effect. Actually, you know what is photoelectric effect. This effect was invented by the great scientist Einstein in 1905. And what is this photoelectric effect? Whenever a metal surface is irradiated with ultraviolet light, the high frequency light. Electrons get emitted from surface of this metal. This effect is known as photoelectric effect. The emission of electrons from a metal surface when it is irradiated with ultraviolet light, that phenomena is known as photoelectric effect. Ultraviolet light is of high frequency light energy. It is needed in case of metals other than alkali metals. If we make use of alkali metals in the photocell, any frequency from the visible spectrum of the light can be used for photoelectric effect. It is possible to cause photoelectric effect with use of any frequency from the visible spectrum if we use alkaline metals for the electrodes of the photocell. Einstein got Nobel Prize for invention of the photoelectric effect. The circuit diagram needed to study photoelectric effect is shown in figure 1. Of course, in this figure I have not shown the optical filters. Okay, assume that optical filters are there placed here. Okay, and a light of particular frequency is radiating continuously, is falling continuously on this metal surface. Let us come to this figure. This is a glass bulb. This is evacuated glass bulb. Evacuated glass bulb, air from this glass bulb is taken away, and inside this glass bulb only vacuum is present, meaning that there is no medium inside this evacuated glass tube. There are two electrodes. This is anode, this is cathode. It is provided positive potential, it is provided negative potential. The anode is irradiated with the light energy of high frequency. When this light energy incident on the surface of this anode, if this surface is coated with alkaline earth metals, electrons from the surface get emitted. Actually, when these radiations fall on the surface of this anode, photons bombard the surface of anode. Energy of photon is h nu. Bombarding of these photons will provide kinetic energy to the electrons on the surface of anode metal. The kinetic energy received by these electrons on the surface of anode metal, if it is larger than the binding energy of the electron with which it is bound with the atom of the metal, it will break the bond and get emitted from the surface of the metal. It will get emitted from surface of the metal with certain kinetic energy. It means that the kinetic energy supplied by the bombarding photons to the electrons is utilized in two parts. Some part of the energy is taken to break the bond with which the electron is bound with the metal surface. Remaining part is carried by the electron as its kinetic energy. This way the photoelectric effect will take place. The electron will get emitted from the metal surface. The electrons so emitted from the metal surface are known as photoelectrons. These photoelectrons, when get emitted from the metal surface, if they are having larger kinetic energy, they will move towards this plate. But this plate is negative. This plate is retarding the electrons away from it. This plate is retarding the electrons. This plate is exerting the force of repulsion on these electrons coming to it. But if these electrons having larger kinetic energies, what will happen? They will reach the plate, they will flow through outside circuit. The current flowing through the external circuit will be measured by this ammeter. In actual practice, we consider here microammeter or a sensitive galvanometer, so that the current flowing in the external circuit due to this photoelectric effect can be measured. At the same time, the reverse bias applied to this photo cell can be measured by using this voltmeter. Reverse bias applied to this photo cell can be changed with the help of this rheostat. This rheostat is used to vary the retarding potential or reverse potential applied to this photoelectric effect. When the retarding potential is small, we find that current is shown by the ammeter. This current is flowing because the photoelectrons emitted from this metal surface get collected at this metal surface. They flow through the external circuit and the path is completed. Therefore, current is shown by the ammeter. In practice, while you performing this experiment, at the place of ammeter, what you used? You used the ballistic galvanometer. So this ballistic, here it is ammeter. In practice, we have used ballistic galvanometer. This is used to measure the current flowing because of this photoelectric effect. Now, the retarding potential is kept increasing. The reverse bias applied to the photo cell is kept increasing. As the reverse bias is kept increasing, the retarding potential at this plate will go on increasing with the retarding voltage, with the increasing reverse bias, and therefore more and more repulsive force will act on the electron coming towards this plate. Some of the electrons will be stopped reaching this plate by the potential, by this retarding potential, and therefore number of electrons flowing through the external circuit will be decreased. That will decrease the current shown by this ammeter. The retarding potential is increased in steps every time the current flowing through the ammeter is noted. At certain value of retarding potential, all the electrons coming to this plate are stopped, are repelled by the retarding potential. Now, no electron can come to this plate. As no electron can come to this plate, there is no flow of electron through the external circuit. As there is no flow of electrons through the external circuit, the current shown by the ammeter will be 0. And this retarding potential is known as stopping potential. Why it is known as stopping potential? It is because this potential stops all the electrons reaching this plate, and therefore current flowing through the external circuit is completely stopped. The current flowing is ceased completely. By making use of the observations noted, we may find the value of H by A, we may find the value of H, Planck's constant, we may find the velocity of electrons for different optical filters. This is about the theoretical background of the photoelectric effect that can be studied with the help of this circuit diagram. When Einstein did this experiment, he did the experiment with varying intensities and varying frequencies. When frequency is held constant and intensity of the light falling on this metal plate is changed in regular steps by Einstein, he found that number of electrons emitted from this plate are proportional to the intensity. Number of electrons emitted is proportional to intensity. When he measured the current, he found that the large intensity may give rise to large number of electrons, more current. He did it with various frequencies and come to know this thing. We may take this size photoelectric current on y-axis. Here we may have the potential applied in reverse bias. If nu is held constant, the current will be of this type. We may consider this intensity as I1. This intensity may be I2. This may be I3. We may have I3 greater than I2 greater than I1, or further we may consider I2 is equal to 2I1, I3 is equal to 3I1. Frequency is constant. Frequency nu is constant. This is retarding or reverse potential measured by the voltmeter. This is the photoelectric current. Okay, 3 sets of observations are taken. While 3 sets of observations are taken, frequency nu of the light falling on this metal surface is held constant. For the first set, the intensity considered is I1. For the second set, the intensity is I2. For the third set, intensity is I3. And what is the relation between these intensities? I3 greater than I2 greater than I1. I2 is approximately equal to 2I1. I3 I2 is equal to 2I1, I3 is equal to 3I1. And what we see here, the current ceases at the same potential. You may consider this potential as V0. The current ceases at the same potential. As I1 is least or smallest intensity of light falling on this metal surface, number of electrons emitted may be smaller, and what we find, initially the current is here when this VR is 0. As this VR is increased in the negative direction, current is gone decreasing and decreasing, it has become 0 here. Then the intensity taken is I2. I2 is about 2 times I1. The current due to intensity I2 is somewhere here, larger than I1. This is the current intensity I2 for VR is equal to 0. When this reverse potential is increased in reverse direction, in negative direction, current start decreasing and decreasing, ceases here at the same potential. Then for the third set, intensity I3 is considered. This I3 is largest, 3 times I1, and therefore when VR is 0, the current is somewhere here, the current is highest somewhere here. And what we find, as the reverse potential is increased in the negative direction, the current start decreasing and decreasing, and it ceases to 0 here. The stopping potential is same for all these intensities. The stopping potential is same for all these intensities. It means that the amount of current flowing through this photocell is related with the intensity of light and the retarding potential. If larger intensity of light is falling, the current number of electrons emitted will be large in number, and therefore the current may also be large. But the stopping potential when frequency nu is held constant is the same for all these intensities. This is about half of the article. Remaining half article we shall continue in the next lecture. Thank you.